So if you're a person out there who is struggling to explain certain things to people and they can't get you, then you better stop trying. You know, do not try to explain things to people. They will not understand you. You're the guys who is awakened, and then there is these family members around you, and you know you're sitting with them, explaining to them something. Hey, listen, guys, you know this is the things. This is what is happening. This is what is going on. People, you're wasting time. They will not get you. Do you know that even until now, I have sometimes difficulties explaining some things to even some people that believe they are woke. Shall I repeat this to you for you one more time, ladies and gentlemen? There's even times when I have a hard time explaining some things to people who even claim they are awakened. There's a language that you speak when you're awakened that many people around you do not recognize. People they will think that you're going crazy. People they will believe people they will think you're crazy. People they will think you're crazy. People will go around and talk about you, and they will think you're crazy. And those are going to be the people that are closest to you. You know. The world out there is asleep, people. The world everywhere, the world out there is asleep. And sometimes it's even very scary for you to engage with people and recognize that among those individuals, you're the only one awakened. You're the only one who is awakened. Did you know that, you guys? I remember back in the days when I engaged this, the greater narcissist. Guys, there are some bugs around this area, so you may see them flying around the camera. So there was this greater narcissist back in the days when I engaged with the greater narcissist. Did you know the greater narcissist knew that I was awakened? And most of the times I was even a bit more confused, because I was like, oh, finally, finally I can see somebody and I get somebody who understands my language, who speaks my language, I can now speak something that people understand. I don't have to struggle explaining anything to anyone. I can now talk something that people understand. I was very happy that I could speak with somebody a language that they could almost understand. But I'll tell you what is the difference. Let me tell you. Do you know, guys, how I caught up with the greater narcissist? Do you know how I caught up with the greater narcissist? You know, the greater narcissist, first of all, was claiming to be awakened, But it was not the awakening that I knew. So they had claimed to be awakened. But the awakening that they was trying to explain, it was not the awakening that I knew. Because I've told you guys there's two types of awakening. And if you are not careful, you can actually land on an awakened narcissist. There's an awakened empath and there's also an awakened narcissist. So the awakened narcissist also, they know a lot of things. They know so many things about these 5D things that sometimes you'll meet them and you'll find them speaking that language. It is going to almost be too good to be true. You're sometimes going to believe that these people, they're your family. I'm telling you guys, I saw this thing with the greater narcissist. They are going to mirror you in the spiritual dimension, and you're going to think that these people, they're your twins. Those greater narcs, there are some things you have got to understand, and then there are some things you can understand, okay? It is sometimes very difficult to understand the greater narcissist. All these guys, they call them the spiritual narcissist, because sometimes I've told you guys, these greater narcissists, they may go ahead and integrate spirituality with their narcissism, so they now become spiritual narcissists, okay? They are very high-ranking demons, and They know how to play around with energy and manipulate energy to their own advantage. So when I met the greater narcissist, I got it twisted in the beginning. I thought that, oh, finally somebody who can speak my language. I thought that I'd met the other empath. Are you guys following the story? So I thought that I had met the empath. Okay, so we are now going to speak the same language. Or I was awakened, and this my ex was the greatest was starting to tell me these stories of the ex was a narcissist. Okay, so I was like, oh, finally I get somebody who is speaking my language. People, it was just a matter of time before I figured out that this person was a narcissist. That's how I caught up on this person and I left. Me, when I figured out that energy, straight away I was out of there. I did not even wait for the next bells. So when you awaken, the people that is around you, they are asleep. For me, it is very scary to. I cannot say scary because I'm not in that frequency, okay? But I think you can get the picture what I'm trying to say. It is unimaginable and unexplainable. For me, it is even overwhelming to engage certain individuals on a regular basis, okay? And then you start communicating to them. You're telling them something, and it's like you feel like they're speaking a different language, and on the other hand, they also feel that you're speaking a different language. But you see, the difference is they are much more afraid about your language, because the language you're speaking is a language from a higher dimension, and they do not know how to interpret that language. You may know how to interpret their language, because remember that you've just simply shifted from the 3D to the 5D, okay? But the people who are talking with you, the unawakened ones, it is almost impossible for them to interpret that language. If my channel was on the 3D level, I believe I could already have probably a couple of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of whatever subscribers, But there's a language that we speak that people do not recognize. People do not recognize even something as simple, maybe not as simple, something as complicated as narcissism. People do not even understand what is narcissism. So if a person is online, me, I used to see these channels before, back in the days. I say, narcissist? What is this person talking about? Narcissist? I'll just keep on scrolling. Before I awakened, ladies and gentlemen, I used to see these videos of narcissism. They would pop up here and there, but I wouldn't get it. I was like, this information doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'll just ignore them and I keep on scrolling. And I forget about them. It is until I awakened, that's when I started picking up on that language. Then I was like, oh, okay, so now I get it, This is what shows you the reason as to why many people, they are still under abuse. Because narcissism is spiritual, okay? The reason why you see a lot of people, they're still under abuse. Oh, he's my husband, so they are entitled to abuse you. They're entitled to this and they're entitled to that. Okay, you are giving them the right to abuse you because you don't understand who they are. Okay, but when you wake up and you get an awakening, you're going to realize that this narcissism is spiritual. Is the reason as to why many people, they are trapped in bondage with narcissists. They do not even know that they're being abused because the narcissist is operating on another dimension. These are demons. These are entities operating within the narcissist. So the people, they are asleep. Sometimes you may try to explain. Let me tell you something. Me, I remember back in the days, there was a time, I remember, I was struggling to explain to a family member. I told her, listen, I don't want to be the person to tell you this, because in those days, I think it was the first months of my awakening, okay? So I was like, I wouldn't really be the person to tell you this, but I have to tell you the way it is. Okay? The person that you're dealing with, your so-called boyfriend, is a narcissist. Do you know what is the most painful thing? Let me tell you something, empaths. Beautiful empaths. Let me tell you something. Do you know what is the most painful thing? For somebody to come around and tell you that the man you've been with for the last 10 years is a narcissist. It's even more painful when you really understand what is narcissism. So that's what happened to me. Me at the weekend, I had found out, okay, so this is narcissism, okay? I knew who they were. So I was explaining to this family member, I wanted to break them out free. I wanted to break them free. Hey, listen, guys, this person is a narc. You need to run. You need to get away. Ah, really? Then they would go online, and then they would check these videos on the, So that's what people do. That's the reason why you see sometimes it's very difficult to break people free, because these people, what they do, when you tell them this information, so they're going to go online. Oh, this guy talked about narcissism. So they're going to go online and start Googling that word. They say, okay, the narcissist, okay, what do? Then they're going to see a lot of these words. It's a very different language. They don't understand it. They're going to forget it. They're going to forget about it. The next time you talk to them, they're going to, hey, listen, that is my boyfriend. That is my man. Keep the F away from my relationship. I don't want you to say anything. They're going to go the other way and going to go back into the abuse. So that's what it feels like being unawakened. A person who is unawakened, they do not understand what you're saying. Okay? Because the narcissism, the reason why you guys I've been telling you over and over again, so many times, I've been telling you, narcissism is spiritual, is the reason as to why people do not recognize that language. They recognize the abuse. Okay, they're into this abuse and everything, but they do not understand who is abusing them. The person who is abusing them is behind the narcissist, okay? So that's how that whole thing operates. The person who is abusing them is actually behind the narcissist. It's not the body. The body is the physical vessel, but there's another spirit behind the narcissist that is actually moving with them. So people do not recognize that spirit, The people is sleep, ladies and gentlemen. The people is sleep. You know the reason why sometimes these channels, even sometimes they can take a while to grow, They can take a while to grow because these are very high dimensional channels. The things that we talk about here, we are going very deep into rabbit hole. And sometimes there's people who, they're very surface level, so they are not ready. There's some content you're talking about, things you're talking about is like a different language, You're talking about spiritual growth, and then the people, the other thing they know is going to school and getting some degrees and looking for jobs. Now you're talking about spiritual growth, and they're like, okay, so what is this person talking about? Spiritual growth, development, and those kind of things. Okay, I know how to go to school and, do some exams and get a bachelor's degrees, whatever, certificate, diploma, go get a job, get my 9 to 5 work, and die. Now you are here on this channel is talking about spiritual growth. And they're thinking in their mind, what is this person talking about? It is a language that is only understood by a few people on a completely different frequency. Not everybody will understand this. And it's not personal. But believe me when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the people around you, they're asleep. And sometimes there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is let them be, give them their time. When the time comes, they awaken. Like I've told you, me personally, I've tried to wake up a family member many years ago. We're talking about 3 years ago, So I tried to wake up a family member. I was like, listen, you are dealing with a narcissist. If you don't know what is a narcissist, go check on these channels, this. Even I was doing videos. I sent them my videos. People, I sent my own videos to that family member to explain what a narcissist is. In a few months, was it even weeks? In a few weeks, they was back into the abuse. So me, I was like, okay, so now I cannot deal with this energy. Because I was already in that, I was starting my healing journey as well. So I was like, okay, maybe I can heal along with this person. I can help them and we heal along. So sometimes there's a time where time comes and you have got to get away and go ahead and heal alone. Because sometimes if you try to keep on pulling people to go and heal along with you, it's not going to be easy, ladies and gentlemen, because you are the person who is enlightened, the other person is not. So the healing journey is going to be done by you. You're going to walk alone in your healing journey. Then some other people are going to find you along your journey. They are going to find you somewhere, and you may help them along the way. But you are the one who is going to start that healing. You're going to start walking that journey of healing alone. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to deal with this energy. I'll just go out there and heal. So I left. I left them behind, and I was like, okay, so universe, when you're ready, bless these people. They will open their eyes and they will understand what I was saying back in the days. Then I went away. So I did not live in bad faith. I left away in good faith for me, because this whole energy was coming back to me. You're helping somebody who is asleep, and then instead of appreciating you, they are now thinking that you're the problem because you're trying to wake them up. Because remember, like, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, there are some people, they're not ready to wake up. Guys, let me tell you something. This is one of the most shocking things you will see as an empath who is waking up. There is some people who is not ready to wake up. You can turn them upside down and you lift their legs upside down. And you shake them. You can pour water on their heads. You can even slap them. They will not wake up. That is one of the most shocking things you are going to experience when you wake up and you start moving around this matrix and you see how this matrix operates. You are going to wish that you can wake up people. Because you see, the thing is, when you awaken, the awakening is happening for you. So it is inside of you, you know. It is your higher self that is waking up. So the other people, they're still in their own way, their own little patterns of, their own frequency. But sometimes you feel like, okay, I wish I can wake this person up. You know, this is my mom. Maybe if you could just even get it, even try to understand me, they can't. Ladies and gentlemen, people, they be sleeping out there. And there's nothing you can do. So the only advice I would tell you guys is, when you look around you and you realize that people don't understand you, they cannot understand your language, they don't resonate with you, is why I say in my videos in the beginning, if this stuff resonates, please like, share, and subscribe. I cannot force you to subscribe. These are the 3D channels sometimes, Anybody can subscribe, Anybody can subscribe. Do you know the reason as to why those channels, they grow very fast? Because anybody can subscribe because they understand what they are doing. But there's these channels which are talking about things on a very high dimension. It is very difficult sometimes. It is very hard to grow this kind of channels. The people, they are there to find you and whatever, to follow you. But it can be very hard, especially in the beginning, to grow this kind of channels because people do not understand your language. Even the people that think they understand narcissism, they don't really know who a narcissist is. They think they understand narcissism, They say, okay, so I know this is a narcissist, and they do like this and they do like that. But actually, on a very spiritual level, they don't even know who a narcissist is. Even a narcissist does not know himself. Even a narcissist does not know themselves. Did you know that even these narcissists, you guys, many of them, they don't even know that they're demonically possessed. They don't know this. They don't know this, ladies and gentlemen. They don't know this. Even the ones who know this, they will not talk about it. So they hide it and keep it for themselves. But they know that they're demonically possessed. They do not know that they are demonically possessed. So when you start telling them about these spirits, the incubus, the succubus, the Jezebels, they're even getting confused. They're like, what is this person talking about? They do not know nothing about this. And we're talking about the lesser ones because there's the lesser ones, and then sometimes they have the greater ones, okay? So they have the ones who are a little bit more advanced. So the ones who are more advanced, they are the awakened ones. So those ones, they have started to get a clue of what it is going on, They may not necessarily have all the details, but they have got a clue of what is happening. So sometimes they're going to keep it to themselves. But the lesser ones, they do not have a clue. And we're talking about billions of them in the world. They do not know what is going on. So when you stay around the person who is asleep, the only thing they will do for you, they will take you to sleep with them. Okay? I'm finding the best way to explain this. When you stay around the person who is asleep, the only thing and advice they can give you, which is the most comfortable bed to sleep in, and the best duvet you can buy to cover you further. So they're actually putting you further to sleep. Are you guys following this story? That's a golden nugget right there. If you're a person who wants to grow and you're still hanging around people that are sleeping, not in bad faith, I do not blame anybody because they didn't wake up, because I woke up myself. I woke up alone. But if you want to grow and evolve and you're still hanging around the people that are sleeping, ladies and gentlemen, you are spending almost the biggest chunk of your time in the day with people that are sleeping. The only advice you'll get from them, and it does not matter what kind of, I've told you guys million times over and over, it doesn't matter what cars they are driving. It doesn't matter the type of women they are dating. It doesn't matter how comfortable they are in their homes. When they are sleeping, they are sleeping. As simple as that. The only thing they will tell you is the best mattress to go to buy for your comfortable sleep, and the best duvet, and what kind of bed sheets you can use. So they will take you further into the sleep. What I'm trying to say is that they are going to now take you further into the matrix. Every time you try to go out and think for yourself, they are going to pull you back. No. Why are you wasting time with those things? Come on this way. Let's do this thing. Let's do this way. They are going to drag you towards their own direction. And you're going to sleep further with them. That's what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense, okay? But around you, the people that are around you, out of 100 people, you are even lucky, you may be lucky even to find 2 of them that are awakened. So do not ask yourself the reasons as to why a lot of times you're seeing a lot of this loneliness is coming in. The loneliness kicks in, sometimes like you want to find somebody who speaks your language. You want to find somebody who you want to find your tribe, You want to find these other empaths. You want to find these other black sheep so that you can connect, you can talk about the things that you people understand. The language that resonates sometimes is very difficult because they're very far away from you. They are so far away from you, you do not have any connection with them, and sometimes you're yearning for that connection. That is what causes the loneliness. The loneliness post-awakening is what causes the loneliness. But you take it from me, best believe, ladies and gentlemen, the world is asleep. And sometimes there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is just move in your authentic way. The ones who are ready, they will join you. Okay, when they're ready to, get some enlightenment or whatever, they will find you on their way, they will join you. But you cannot drag them by force and open their eyes and tell them, listen, guys, this is what is happening. Wake up. They can't wake up. I've told you, guys, you do not know how many people have tried to wake up on my journey. You don't have any idea. Until I was like, okay, I cannot be bothered with this kind of, I cannot be bothered. Let me just walk along my journey. The ones who are ready, they will find me, And that's the same thing you should do. Keep on walking in your truth. The ones who are ready are going to find you, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. You guys know that I do love and appreciate your support. Book a session, donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desmond signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.